Call it the battle of the nuclear buttons between President Trump and the leader of North Korea. But it's no joke. In his New Year's Day speech, North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un said, "The U.S. should know that the nuclear button is on my desk. The entire U.S. mainland is within our nuclear strike range." President Trump responded on Twitter, "Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works." President Trump doesn't actually have a physical nuclear button. He has a bag containing what's called the nuclear football, but that didn't stop Trump from teasing Kim. Despite the nuclear threat in his New Year's Day speech, North Korean experts saw important symbolism in the color of Kim's gray suit, indicating the North was softening or wanted something. And sure enough, the North wants to send a delegation to the Winter Olympics in South Korea next month and open a cross-border hotline with South Korea.
North Korea can talk with anyone they want, but the U.S. is not going to recognize it or acknowledge it until they agree to ban the nuclear weapons that they have.
And while President Trump sounded open to the possibility of an inter-Korean dialogue, the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs offered an alarming assessment of the nuclear standoff.
We're actually closer, in my view, to a nuclear war with North Korea and in that region than we've ever been. And I just don't see I don't see the opportunities to solve this diplomatically at this particular point.
And at the same time, another rogue state seeking to become a nuclear power, Iran, is still being rocked by protests. Iranian state media aired footage of pro-government demonstrations in cities across the country after a week of protest over the country's poor economy that have left more than 20 dead.
The UN must speak out. In the days ahead, we will be calling for an emergency session, both here in New York and at the Human Rights Council in Geneva. We must not be silent. The people of Iran are crying out for freedom.
The president has several key domestic issues on his plate in this election year, but both North Korea and Iran could also become dominant concerns for the president and his team. Dale Hurd, CBN News.